Verbally Effective with Ina Esco is an interview-style podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, and entertainment with a Memphis focus. Each week, I'm joined by a featured guest with roots in Memphis. Verbally Effective delves into each guest's personal journey to uncover the incredible stories fueling their purpose, the highs and lows of their pursuits, and how through their passion, they are moving the culture forward. Greetings, and welcome to another edition of the Verbally Effective Podcast. I am your host, your double E, Ina Esco. This is the podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, entertainment with a Memphis focus. Today, I have in the building with me Brandy J. Flynn. She is a licensed therapist. She is an officiant. She is a podcaster and much more. Welcome, Brandy.
Hey,
how you doing,
everybody? I am good. I'm so glad to be here. Finally.
Yes, finally you made it.
I have.
And I'm glad you're here. You're looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
Come
you
on,
too.
braids.
Yes. Come on, twist.
Girl, I did these
You
twists
did a good
myself.
job.
Girl, my hair coming out some, but I did it.
You did it.
And it's going to work.
Hey, it's hot.
It is hot. And it's just getting started with this Memphis heat. So
it is. It's coming.
You know how the humidity do here in Memphis, right?
Yeah, it's...
And you're going to be busy in the heat.
I am.
As an officiant.
I am. Girl, I'm trying. Because, you know, a lot of people wait till the last minute.
To book the officiant?
Yes. And I be trying to tell people, you know, we are the most important part of your wedding because we solidify your marriage. You know?
Why is that not a priority?
I don't know.
Because they're so busy, like, getting everything else together for the wedding.
Right. Or they probably think that their pastor will automatically do it. And that's not always true. You know, I've learned some pastors really don't want to do it. You know, you got to think about it. Are you a member of the church? And even if you are a member of the church, do you have that type of bond, you know, with your pastor? So, like with me, I tell the couples, I tell their love story. So it's not a regular, we are gathered here today, you know, whatever. You know, it's, you know, I tell, you know, I make it different for everybody. I tell, you know, I learned something about my couple and I implement it in the script.
Yeah, that makes it more interesting.
It does.
Tell the love story.
It does. Like I had a couple, I talked about how they met in high school, how they were friends and ended up dating each other. And, you know, how they had the love for football and how, you know, even though their football teams are opposing teams and they only play each other, you know, every other year. So that's the only time that this couple is not a team. You know, then I think I threw in there, but they need to be together when they play the Eagles because I'm an Eagle fan and the bride was a Cowboy fan. Girl, she almost fainted at the altar.
I'm a cowgirl.
Well, hey, she almost fainted. She almost fainted at the altar when I said that because it was so funny. I asked him, hey, do you want to see the script or do you want to be surprised? And he was like, oh, well, you know, give us, you know, let it be a surprise. So, but everybody, you know, they love it. You know, like, oh my God, I now want to get married. Like, you want to get married off of my script?
Off the love story.
Yes, okay.
Off of the storytelling.
Yes.
And that is so important.
Yes.
How long have you been an officiant?
Girl, since January.
What made you want to become an officiant?
So,
since January of 2024?
Yes.
Okay.
So, what this when I started promoting, I officially became one, you know, in the state of Tennessee in December, but I let it be known in January. But with me being a therapist and working with couples, and I be so invested in their relationships, and I was just like, you know what? I wonder how it'd be if I can, you know, marry people, because I've always, you know, wanted to do it. And I've had a few couples that end up getting married, been to a couple of their weddings and stuff like that. So I was just like, you know, I can do this, you know. So I looked to see how I can do it, and I did it, and here I am.
Is it like a challenging process to become an officiant?
No, not in the state of Tennessee, because in the state of Tennessee, because I'm a notary, so that's how I became one. At first, I went through this organization, American Marriage Minister, something like that, but it goes back and forth for Tennessee if it's going to be recognized or not, and I didn't want to take that chance. So somebody told me, you can be a notary, and I was like, what I got to do? Because I thought it was something hard that I had to do, and somebody was like, no, you just submit your paperwork and pay your money and get sworn in. So I was like, oh, okay, because it's different from different states. Like somebody told me they had to take a class and pass a test. I'm like, I'm not doing
Different by
all that.
state.
Yeah.
Wow. How many weddings have you done so far?
I have not done that many. I've done, I ain't gonna lie, I did about 4 or 5.
Okay, that's quite a few.
Yeah. And I did one in my office, and I did one, like, it really wasn't a wedding. I just signed the paperwork because she said it was just going to be her fiance, her 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you want a ceremony? Or do you just want me to sign the license? She was like, can you do that? I was like, I will. I mean, I asked her, I was like, do you?
And is that like the new norm? Like, going from traditional to non-traditional ceremonies?
Yeah. And I meet people where they're at, because you may have some people where they want to sign the license, but they want to go off to a destination wedding. And a lot of people don't understand that if you go out to another country and get married, you need to make sure that it's recognized in the
state
States
you live in.
Exactly. So in the country.
Yeah.
So some people will go ahead and like do a private ceremony here in in their city, town, state, whatever like that, and then they'll go and do their destination wedding. So
what's interesting is we talked about a study on the morning show not that long ago about couples not spending as much on their weddings anymore. And I know it has a lot to do with the economy. It's just rough out here.
It is. And you know what? The couple weddings that I did, I think they probably spent was the venue and the food. Like, I guess because the venue may already have like a simplistic decor to it, that they didn't really have to do much. Like, they didn't have programs. They didn't really have decorations. I guess like I said, the ambiance of the venue was the decor, but the reception,
it was live.
Yeah, the DJ, the food.
So you the officiant that go to the because
they tell me to stay.
After. Okay,
they tell me to stay.
And you gonna stay and
they
party.
was like, you gotta eat. Make sure you get you some food. Oh, okay. You because I asked them like, hey, is there anything else you need for me to do? Like, no, but make sure you eat. Make sure you eat. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, because a lot of times they'll tell us, that, I guess the officiate group or whatever like that you shouldn't eat or you shouldn't assume. But a lot of times they're like, no, we counted you in.
Okay.
I was like,
I will partake.
Thank you. And will.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, the officiant life from Brandy Flynn. Now let's back up a bit. What part of Memphis are you from?
So I am a Whitehaven girl.
Whitehaven.
Yes, I'm a Whitehaven girl with a little bit of North Memphis in me. My dad's side of the family is from North Memphis, but mainly grew up in Whitehaven. I spent a little time in South Memphis, but that I don't really want to count. I don't really count that. I count the Whitehaven part. North. Yes, Whitehaven and North Memphis. Yes.
Okay. Are you an only child? Do you have siblings?
So I'm the only child that my mom has, and my dad, I'm the youngest.
Okay.
So I don't want to count how many kids he got. That's another story. So yeah,
that's another story. Okay. So did you spend a lot of time on the dad's side?
I did.
Okay.
That was. A lot of people. Their paternal side of the family, that was my family. That my grandmother helped raise me. My cousins were like my big brothers and sisters. That was my stability. So until this day, it's still that family. That family knit. So yeah, the Flynn's, we popping.
The Flynn's,
honey. The
Flynn's of Memphis.
Yes, and they the FLYNN.
Get it right.
Yeah, not the I's.
I know the other one.
Yeah, but the Y's. But yeah, yeah, my dad's side of the family. Yeah, that was my stability. Okay. They really helped out. Especially when my parents divorced. A lot of times, they say that the dad side of the family don't deal with the child.
Not true.
My grandmama said, I know you and my son ain't together no more, but don't keep my girl and child away from me.
Okay.
That's all she had to say.
And even like as a licensed therapist right now in your life, do you often think back to things from your childhood that I guess, explains why you are the way you are today?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. I think about that, the good and the bad, and that makes me who I am. I think that's the reason why I'm very vocal now. And there are some aspects that I do need to work on being vocal, but like standing up for myself, like I really, really stand up for myself, because when I was younger, I didn't. I was, I don't want to say I was quiet, but I was scared to speak up for myself, or I think about like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that. Well, now I say it, and I don't care.
Okay.
But it took a while to get there. It wasn't like in my 20s. It was like longer. I think I don't care about telling my age. When I got 40, I think when I turned 40, my tolerance for BS shrunk. And then I don't know if you know this, but I'm in remission of thyroid cancer, and when that happened, it shrunk. It was like little to non-existence. That my tolerance, it was no longer there.
Wow. And sometimes it takes something major in your life to happen.
Yeah.
For you to just change.
Yeah, it does. You start realizing what's more important, and what is more important is yourself.
Yeah.
Doing for you, setting up boundaries, and sometimes putting them boundaries may hurt other people's feelings, but I had to learn to stop putting myself last. Okay. To think about other people's feelings and how they may react, and I don't want them to be mad at me. I don't want you to be mad at me, but I need to think about me. I got to put me first.
Yes. And do you find that, and I know you can't, tell me about your therapy sessions with other people, but is that often the case? People put others before them?
Yes.
That's like the number one thing?
Yes.
Why do we do that as humans?
Because we have been taught that, especially in the Black community, especially Black women. We have been taught to put everybody else before us. Just think about it. When say you have some bag of chips and you come in a room and you see other people. I ain't gonna say you, but what do people usually do?
Y'all want some chips?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then when people say, yeah, what do?
They get the chips.
Right. And so then what's left over is for you?
Hardly nothing.
But why?
Because I gave it away.
Exactly. But why?
Trying to be nice.
But why?
Thinking it was good manners.
Exactly. But again, we're putting everybody else above us, and what was meant for us, we gave it away.
I should have ate my chips.
Exactly. Wow. So I'm going to tell you, I used that analogy with a client with her kids. And I said, this is what I want you to do. I said, I want you to go to the store. I want you to buy yourselves your favorite chips. Even if you got to go to the hood and get them chips that you got to go to the hood to get. I said, and if your kids ask for some, you get yours first. And she did this. She said her kids were so shocked.
Because she never does it.
Yeah. I said, how did it feel? She said, it felt liberating.
Because she never get her own chips.
Yeah.
We always worried about everybody else.
We worried about everybody else.
Wow.
And I'm not saying, if you got it, but if this is for you and you need it, and somebody else says that they need it or they want it, and you give it to them, then you're still in need. So what you gonna do?
Wow. Come on, break it down, licensed therapist.
I'm saying.
Brandy, what was the young Brandy passionate about? The young Brandy over there hanging out in Whitehaven and North Memphis.
You know what? I think when I was younger, I'm not going to say I wasn't passionate. I think I was just trying to just get through, because I didn't have that, I guess, that great high school. I didn't have a bad high school experience, but it just wasn't no Sweet Valley High. Like, oh my God.
Where did you go?
I went to Whitehaven.
Okay.
And that's where I wanted to go, because I was supposed to go somewhere else. And I had a bad experience in junior high school. And I knew I was going to have a bad experience if I went to this certain high school. And I told my mom, I said, if I go to this high school, I am dropping out of school and I'm getting my GED.
What happened in junior high, Brandy?
Bullying. Just, it was a lot. I would say this. I'm glad that we didn't have social media then.
I am too.
So I was just like, I want to go to Whitehaven. I've always wanted to go to Whitehaven. When I was a little girl, I always wanted to go to Whitehaven, but I was supposed to go somewhere else. And I was just like, if I go here, I said, I am dropping out of school and I'm getting my GED.
Okay. What did mama say?
I graduated. I told you I went to Whitehaven. She put the transfer every year. So I think like my senior year, she didn't put my transfer in. She said, you've been there for so long. They ain't going to do it. You remember how they used to see the white slips tell you what school you're supposed to go to? And it said the school that I was supposed to be assigned to, put on the refrigerator. I was like,
no, ma'am.
Whitehaven or my GED?
Mama didn't want to hear about the GED.
Because I was not playing. Yeah. I stood on that.
But she also knew you went through some things. And middle school can be so tough.
It was. Ooh. So I went to 2 middle schools. The first one I went to, I named that school. I went to White Station. It was cool. But the second one, no. And if people went there, if they listen, they know.
You were the new girl.
I was a new girl, and it was a different world.
Yeah,
for me, not like the show.
Yeah.
So I think I was coasting. You know, people knew who I was. You know, I was passionate about getting a job. So I did that, but I don't think it's not that I don't think. I really didn't start just living and enjoying myself till I went to college.
Okay. So let's talk about that. So you graduated from Whitehaven.
I can't say too much about college.
Yes. But you went to HBCU.
I did, honey. Jackson State University, 1400 Allen Street.
Look, she's such a proud alum, and I love that about you.
I am.
Because you represent.
To the fullest.
Yes.
So, a couple of things. I didn't want to be too far from home, where if something happened that my mama couldn't hitchhike no ride to come and get me, but I didn't want to be close enough where she could just pop up. I wanted to go out of state. I didn't want to go to Tennessee State, and this is nothing against Tennessee State. I just knew so many people from Memphis was going to be there. I didn't want that. I wanted to go somewhere so I can say, you know, I went out of state, you know, for school. And Jackson just really fit me. And I had other choices too, but Jackson State was it. And plus they was recruiting me 10th grade because I was in ROTC. So they would come to ROTC program, and you know, I was getting stuff in the mail since 10th grade. So I was like, this is where I'm going. Like,
So you already knew.
I already knew. Like, my mama made me. She was like, Brandy, she was just like, I need you to apply to other schools. I was like, for what?
Like, I already know.
I already know. She said, I just need you to apply. So, all right. I did. I ain't hear nothing from them, but I kept hearing Jackson State, and that's where I went.
That's where you went.
And that was, yes.
It was all that. Now, for those that don't know, the Verbally Effective audience, about the HBCU experience, how would you describe your HBCU experience at Jackson State University?
The show A Different World, that's exactly how my experience was. Like, when I watch episodes, I can relate a situation that occurred. Either it happened to me, or like, except for the step show at the dorms, we didn't have that. But yeah, I loved it. Like, it was truly a different world. Like, my classmates, we're friends, we're family. You know, like, homecoming I didn't appreciate homecoming until I got a little older. You know, because if it's the same thing every day, you don't appreciate it. Or even if you're in the same city, it's not that. But when you go away and when you come home, that is homecoming. You are coming home. And just to see people that look like me, from the president to the janitor, Black, teachers, doctor.
And you know everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man. And they know you by name. And they don't play.
Yeah. They're gonna stay on you.
They don't play. I remember one time, it was my senior year, And my instructor, which was so funny, she was actually the dorm director, but she was working on her PhD, so she ended up being a teacher. And it was some football players that was in the class, and they wasn't there. So one football player, she said, where your teammates at? She said, go and tell them come to class now. And one by one,
here they go.
come strolling in. And I remember my senior year, I had a part-time job, and I told him, I said I need this certain day off because I had class, which I did, but I didn't really go to the class. I mean, I was it was an elective. I didn't really care for it. I was like, woo, woo, woo. Girl, why? My teacher walked up in my job. He didn't know I worked there. He walked up in there. I didn't know that my teacher knew my boss. And so he was like, yeah, where you been? And my boss like, what you talking about? What you mean, where she been? He was like, oh, this your, it's just she said, yeah, she ain't been, what day? He was like, you told me you supposed to be out. Girl.
Busted and disgusted.
Let's just say I started going to class.
Wow.
Yeah.
And while at Jackson State, you pledged Delta Sigma Theta.
Yes, I did. Spring 2K, baby.
Spring 2K.
Yes.
So tell me about your line and your experience pledging Delta.
Baby, I love my sorority. I love my line sisters, and my line sisters love me. And they see back in then when I'm calm, cool, collective. But back then, baby, I would bust your head.
Ooh, head buster.
I was of my line sisters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And they had me. So yeah.
What was your line name?
Strictly Red.
Strictly Red.
Yes, my line number was 44. It was 58 of us. You know, HBCU, you gonna have a big line. So, and believe me, we know all of you. We know each other.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I loved it. My experience was small because I pledged the same year I graduated, so I didn't really get too
much undergrad.
Yes, but I had a full blown experience at Jackson State. So it's like when I go back to school, I have friends. I have friends that are AKs. My best friend is an AK. So sometimes, I hang out with them unless it's their anniversary. I'm like, girl.
He's like, I'm not doing that.
you go with them. Or if it's my anniversary and I hang, she side down. She said, I guess she could be with your sorors or whatever like that. But, I have friends from my major friends from different clubs, dorms, or just friends, period. But I was a real social butterfly. I was out of my cocoon, girl, baby, them butterfly wings came out, and they still there. So yeah,
you're soaring now.
Yes,
you're soaring now. But let's stay here for a minute.
Okay,
on the sororities because you're a Delta, I'm an AKA, and something that we've been seeing a lot of are people denouncing their sororities and fraternities, and I want to say it's because of some of the rituals that may take when you cross over, right? And they feel like it's going against their religion. Is that what you see? Is that why they're doing this?
I think it's a lot of things. I think that I think it's attention, and I really think it's a lot of that. I think it's attention because did you see what a girl denounced Spelman?
The whole school. How you denounce a school to jump on the denounce train?
Exactly. So I also think that because all the sororities and fraternities, we are founded on Christian principles. We pray to God,
right?
Jesus Christ, all of that. And the only thing nobody worships a Greek god. Is the only thing Greek about is the letters.
That's it.
And you may have that's it. A one of the gods. It's just on your symbol, but we ain't praying to
Brandy.
We ain't praying to Zeus or Venus.
Brandy, let me tell you something.
That.
One of my line sisters denounced, and I want to say this happened maybe 2 years ago, and we were all. It is just 13 of us. We were like, "What is going on?" But she kept talking about her religion.
And see, that's another thing.
We couldn't see the parallels, though.
I think, and see, that's the thing. I think they are becoming religious. And I think that, and a lot of time, I think I want to say they're new into the word, if that makes any sense. And I think a lot of times they get things misconstrued, so
Do you think the pastor or whoever the leader of the church is encouraging this?
Possibly, because that has happened here. I mean, I don't know if your listeners may go to the particular church, but
to denounce their sorority.
Yes, that has happened here. That has happened
in the city of Memphis.
Yes.
On what claim? Like why?
What is it?
Because you're worshiping something else,
false gods, another god. You can't serve.
What god are we worshiping with a sorority? That's what I want to know.
But my thing is, we have so many.
That's why
minister leaders that are Greek.
Yes, especially in Memphis, and we have a lot of churches in Memphis,
and they are Greek.
So it must be the non-Greeks,
of course. And I just be like, you know what sorority or fraternity? Which ones? Because apparently it was more than one. Denied you, or what fraternity took your girlfriend?
It's something. It's something to it.
It is something, and I think like usually. When people used to denounce it, did in private, because I think one of my line sisters probably, like, hey, I heard from such and such. They're like, well, I think she okay, we moving on, but you are making a big thing about it, and people are like, why can't they do it in public? I said, well, they crossed in private. You have with me. Another reason why my experience was so small is because after I crossed, my line did get in trouble. So we didn't get to probate. So
I was hating.
Yeah. So we didn't get to probate. So
we almost got in trouble.
So if I couldn't publicly wear. I had to be out of town. Like I couldn't wear nothing on campus.
Man, them suspensions hurt.
Yeah. So, but it happened after I crossed. So, yeah. So I was still a Delta, but
always.
Yeah. So my thing. So that's what people are like. Why can't they do it? Well, you didn't. They didn't do it. They didn't do it in public. So they kept it to themselves and stuff. So it's just this whole sabbatical. And then the big thing was a member of your sorority. She denounced, but the thing was. It wasn't her, because I really think she didn't want to do it. I think it was mainly her husband, because her husband was a minister. And one thing about me, I pay attention to what people say and what they don't say. He said that God told him to tell her to denounce, and she didn't want to. And she cried and stuff. And I was like, well, why God didn't tell her?
Right.
Why you the middleman? So, and he's a preacher and stuff. And she goes, she went to Jackson. I don't know her, but she went to Jackson State. She didn't go with me.
Did she play as undergrad?
Yeah.
Okay.
She did. So, but yeah, just does. And just went on Facebook Live about it. And like
crying.
And I'm talking about him. He went on there talking about how God told him to tell her, and this is what she's supposed to do.
Made a big spectacle about it.
It really, really was. So
no, she was embarrassed.
Well, no, she
did what he said.
She stood by her man. So hey, she got a husband. I don't. So hey,
you know what? Like other than like denouncing, I've seen many people pledge in a sorority or fraternity grad chapter, and it completely changes their lives. A lot of divorces happen behind it. I guess, let's say if I pledge grad chapter, I start spending a lot of time with my sorors, and maybe that's time the hubby used to get and things like that.
But you know what? No, I think it's because you're growing and the other person is not.
Right. I've seen a lot of people break up.
I've seen it. I don't know who may be listening. I want about you telling my business, but I've seen it personally. Like when they crossed, like, yeah, it's gonna be a shift with y'all
because it is a big change. Because
she was growing and he was stagnant.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And I think when I was in college and one of my teachers, and I just really thought she was stuck up. But I just thought she was just the bougiest, the lady, just looking down on people. And she was just like, she was like, you have to be mindful when you marry. She said, because she said their husband may not understand why you going to sorority meetings and this and that. And I was just like, that don't make no sense. But then as I got older, I was just like,
you see what she was saying.
I see what she was saying.
Wow. Yeah. It's going on.
It is.
Yeah. I've seen people personally, in my personal life, affected by it. And I'm like, wow, like.
And I've seen it with friends. Yeah. Like, it happened to me. And it goes back to me saying not speaking up. Like, I had a friend, and I used it loosely. She wanted to be an AKA. They had a line the year before me. For some strange reason, she didn't submit. So she felt some type of way. So in 2000, I submitted to Delta, and I submitted 99. I didn't make it, so I got back up, submitted 2000. So I became a Delta, but she kept making me feel like that I was going to change and not trying to be a friend and this and that. So I'm trying to keep it real. Like, just because I'm a Delta don't mean I'm finna change. Yeah. And this was the time where I should have been with my line sisters, but I'm trying to
prove to her
that ain't nothing gonna change, and I seriously regret that.
Yeah, I think many people go through this.
I seriously regret that I was
and like, oh, you acting funny, you with your line sister,
and I should have said I am. Like, when I think about that, I was just like, you really wasn't my friend, because I think about other things too, but with that aspect, I was just like, you just jealous because I was able to pledge my sorority, and you didn't. Yeah. And you feel some type of way, and you trying to make me feel bad that, yeah.
Man, Greek life is undefeated, man.
Yeah.
It's undefeated. Now, something I want to transition into, Brandy.
Okay.
Is your business, Brandy J. Flynn Consulting.
Yes, counseling and consulting.
Counseling and consulting.
Yes.
When did this happen for you once you graduated for Jackson State?
So, when I went to school at Jackson State, I did not want to be a therapist.
What was your major?
Criminal justice.
Okay, you wanted to be a lawyer?
No, I wanted to be a federal agent. Okay. I wanted to go to Quantico and become a U.S. Marshal.
You wanted to get these folks out here, the bad people.
Yes, I did. But things didn't go as planned. So I was like, okay, I need to find me a plan. I need to do something else, because what am I going to do? So I went back to school, went into counseling, and it just grew. So as I'm working for other people, I realized that my light was too bright for where I was working, that I was just like, you guys are not really trying to help the people. You just trying to get something off your caseload. You just trying to fill a bed. You just trying to this and that. So I think the last job that I had, I was like, let me quit before I get fired, because that's how it really was. And it just grew. I was just like, I'm just gonna do this on my own. I'm gonna thug it out. And baby, when I tell you, I put the T in the thugging. Okay. And it's just something that just grew and just evolved, and just different things that I want to do. That I didn't see anybody else doing. I was just, I'm a firm believer in, just because it's not being done does not mean it can't be done. It just means nobody is doing it. So, yeah. And, I was just like, well, I want to do this. I want to do this. I do that. And I was just like, well, I'm going to do it. Even though people told me I couldn't do it. I am. It's just like with my business, like I was doing virtual therapy before virtual therapy became a thing. Okay. Like, oh, you can't do that. So when, because I have clients that's out of town, I have clients that travel, this, that. So when COVID hit,
oh, you got busy.
Everybody trying to scramble. What I'm gonna do? I didn't have to scramble, because I was already doing telehealth. Like,
So this like 2019 going to 2020.
Yeah, but see, I was doing telehealth before then. I was doing it because I was doing it through Skype. I was doing it like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been out here thugging it out, honey.
I've been thugging it out.
You've been building your brand.
I have, and
I have been watching.
Thank you.
You have been building,
and I'm still building.
Yes, it's a process. It's a journey. Did you ever feel like you wanted to give up?
Yes.
And why didn't you?
Because I knew that what I was feeling was temporary, and I knew that a lot of people depended on me, and I just, when you go through the fire, you just go through it. You don't stop. That's how you get burned.
Yeah.
So I had my moments. I cried out real hard, and then all right, let's get back up.
You know what? It's a steady grind building a brand. Like if you have a business, it is a steady, consistent grind.
It is. And especially when you're seeing other people doing it and they look like they're doing better than you.
You never know what they didn't went through.
And that's why I tell people you can't compare what other people are doing because you don't know what they had to go through to get there. You don't know what they're doing now, legally or illegally, to get there. And you just don't know what kind of setup they had. So, yeah.
So I've been seeing you on the news, honey, posted everywhere out here with these media outlets, events. So I'm really proud of you, Brandy.
Thank you. That means
really
a lot.
Built it up. Yes.
That means a lot coming from you because, again, I've watched now like, man, she's just doing it. So when we met, I was like,
thugging it out.
Me? You know me, girl.
Yes.
Because I think when my best friend introduced us, she was like, yeah, I know Brandy. I was like, you don't know me.
Girl, Brandy Flynn.
I was like,
B Flynn.
I was like, you don't know me. Oh, baby. What?
You know what? Let's stay here for a minute with counseling and with COVID in 2020. Were people really going through it? Like, did you experience as a counselor just an onslaught of people with mental health issues?
You know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. With my clients, I didn't because they were already in therapy. Like, I didn't get a fluctuation of new clients. And even the new clients I did get, they wasn't just fully affected. I mean, one of them became a germaphobe, but just like, oh my God, what we gonna do? This, and that. No, it's just, they just had to really deal with their problems, especially sitting at home. But I didn't have I didn't have clients in crisis.
Gotcha.
If anything, it was just like one of them, a lot of them was easy to transition to work. And then like some of my entrepreneurs, was like, okay, how I'm going to do this? What's my game plan? And this and that. And, I helped them, figure out a way.
Yeah. And, I'm thinking that, people go talk about some heavy situations with their therapists. Does any of that ever weigh on you?
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
I drink. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not.
What you like to drink, Brandy?
Girl,
what's your drink of choice?
Girl, it depends on the situation. I remember one time I had a because sometimes like I may like, okay, let me get some drink like after the day. But I remember one time I had a client and it was a real heavy session where I wasn't through working. I was just like, but I had some time. And I was like, yeah, I gotta go get a drink right now. I've had some that been, like if it's heavy, like when I go home, I find something to watch that's gonna make me laugh. I don't watch anything that's traumatic or anything like that. Like I had to stop watching 911 and 911 Lone Star. I love the show, but I would be leaving work, coming home, and just watching trauma. And it was doing something to me. I hate it because I really like the shows, but when I stopped watching it, it really helped a lot. But and I've had clients that said stuff that really, I kind of say affected me. Like I had a client I hadn't seen in a while. And so she came in and she had shared with me that she was, I think when she came in, I was like, girl, so look at you. You slim, ain't it? You know, you okay, slim. You know, I must have gained the weight. Well, I didn't realize that she had cancer. And as she was telling me, I did get teary-eyed. You know, and she was like, I said, I really felt so bad for her and then with her situation because she was by herself, you know, and it just made me think about, you know, when I got diagnosed and stuff like that. So we didn't have the same cancer, but it really did something to me. And, you know, I talked to my other friends that are therapists, and I was just like, I can't believe I cried. It was like, Brandy, you're human. You know, it happens. It ain't like you took over the session. I said, nah. I was like, you know, talking and wiping my eyes and, you know, whatever like that. So, and I was with her during her process. I went with her when she rang the bell and stuff like that. So, yeah. So when it's stuff like that, they kind of hit close to home. I'm like, you know.
Yeah. And you're currently in remission.
Yes, I'm in remission.
So how do you feel about that?
Girl.
How are you feeling today?
You know, today is a good day. It's been better, but you know, with thyroid cancer, they label it as the good cancer. Ain't nothing good about this.
Why do they say that?
Because I don't die. It's not terminal. I still live. But afterward, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about lack of concentration and cognitive skills and my memory and hard to lose weight and other physical elements that can occur. They don't tell you that. I didn't know until it started happening. I'm like, what the hell wrong with me? You know, and stuff. So yeah, I'm better. There's still some stuff that I deal with. Like I deal with, you know, brain fog, concentration, you know, memory. Because there have been times where I see somebody like, I know this person and I can't think of their name to save my
That happened
life.
to me too, though, Brandy. The names,
but it's like if it's me, it's like if it's you, and I'm like
I know they
like
name.
what is her name? What? And I know, like
you
I
just
know
talked to me last week.
Yes, I had that to happen, and I really, really felt bad, but it's getting better. Like I have my moments, and like when I do my therapy session, especially with our new clients, like I let them know because I don't want them to think that, you know, she forgetful and this and that. Like I let them know up front, like this is why. Because I always tell people, I don't want nobody Chadwick Boseman me.
Oh,
you know, like when he had cancer and he didn't tell anybody.
We didn't know.
You know, so I didn't want that to happen because, you know, when I shared my story, I'm like, I'm a brand. Like I wasn't trying to be the poster child, but I was just telling people because I didn't want that to happen to me because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I'm glad I did because I gained a lot of weight. So I didn't want nobody to think like, man, you know, can she stay away from Popeyes? Well, first of all, I don't eat Popeyes. But, you know, yeah. And yeah, so it's a lot.
Well, I'm glad, you know, you on the other side of things.
I am on the other side.
And feeling
girl.
better.
I am.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
It is.
Yes. Well, we're going to lighten the mood up and get into some things.
Okay.
We're going to jump into Esco's Pop Talk and hit on some of the world's, you know, most fascinating pop culture topics while we still have a little time to go. Now, are you familiar with Monica McNutt?
Yes.
So she is a sports analyst, and she was one of the guests with Stephen A. Smith on First Take just yesterday. And today is Tuesday, June 4th, right?
Right.
And she was talking about the WNBA, and Stephen A. Smith, he responds saying that he's been like one of the biggest advocates for the WNBA, right? And Monica responds and it's like, respectfully, you could have been talking about the WNBA. Like, you just recently got on the train.
And he got quiet.
He didn't know what to say.
He didn't know what to say. And she like, I said what I said.
I love her. I'm in love.
Girl, it was a sight to see.
Yes.
And she's absolutely right. And, you know, I would take ownership in my part. Like, I wasn't heavy in the WNBA until now. Watching Kaylin and Angel Reese, shout out to Chicago Sky, that is my WNBA team. You know, Cardosi and other women, I watched it, but the thing is, first of all, to me, it's accessible for us to watch.
It wasn't at first.
It wasn't. You know, I think at first they were showing it on Lifetime. Well, during that time, I didn't have cable, and it's just. And I think when they were showing some of the games, I wouldn't know it was on.
Yeah, the marketing is not there.
Right.
Not there.
I was turning TV. I'm like, oh, it's a WNBA game on. So I would have the game on or whatever. But now they're really pushing it. And one thing that I like, and I'm going to be mindful with what I say about this, I love that they're bringing the feminine energy back, bringing it into the WNBA. You know, we need to show that, hey, you can be feminine and play basketball. Yes. You don't have to be tomboyish or whatever like that. You know, because for a minute it was like, then I was, you know, no, I'm good. But now it's like, because let's just be honest. If we see somebody pretty, we're gonna look. It is what it is. And I think I've always said that if they made the WNBA more attractive, then it's going to bring more people in. Because my thing is this: let's be real. If you attract the women to come, the men gonna come because the men gonna come because the women there.
Okay, it's always worked like that.
It always works like that. So I'm into it. I do watch it anytime. You know, I see that there is a game on. You know, I try my best to watch it, and that's the thing. It's more accessible now. Games been shown on Disney Plus, and I think the reason why they're doing it because when the first game came on and could nobody find it, and the WNBA received so much flack over it because I think somebody streamed the game like on their phone.
Went live. Yeah, I remember that.
So now I've seen the game on Amazon Plus.
Yeah,
I mean on Amazon Prime. I've seen it on Disney Plus. The NBA League, ESPN app, Ion Network.
Yeah.
So
it's everywhere now.
So now, how it should be.
Yeah, and I will say, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has shifted the culture.
You
cannot deny that.
We cannot, and I know that they're saying, you know, we've been here, we've been doing it, and it's kind of like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. It's kind of like when Deion Sanders came to Jackson State. Yes, Jackson State was already doing it. Yes, HBCUs were already doing it. But when Deion came, he did put a bigger spotlight on there. And I was telling people, I said how I felt that there was the greater good for HBCUs, because if Jackson State is being on Prime TV, guess who else is being shown? The opponent. And then when you're watching the game, and that opened the doors for more HBCU football games to be shown to. That's how I feel about Kayla Angel Reese. No disrespect to Aja Parker. I mean, not that's two different people. Aja, Candace, Brittany Griner.
Yeah,
everybody
we
else.
Know their names.
We know their names, and I can't forget the Lisa Leslie.
Oh,
you know, all
Lisa
of them.
Leslie.
Cheryl
I haven't heard that name in a while.
So yeah, because you know they're retired, but they're the godmothers.
They are
of the WNBA. So yeah,
and I'm pretty sure they're proud right now.
Oh, of course they
are. To see, you know, just more light being shown on the WNBA, and what I am really excited about is hopefully this shift in culture will have a shift in monies for the ladies.
I do too. I think more people are beginning to sponsor, and I'm gonna tell you something. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I give a shout out to to the Kardashians, because Skims is
they partnered with
them.
I saw that.
Without WNBA, NBA, well, we ain't talking about. We talk about the WNBA. They're sponsors of them. So and I think it would be great if more women businesses,
especially these big brands,
exactly.
Yes,
just think, and I think they done that because like when the girls were coming to the draft. And they had their gift box, and it was all, you know, women-owned companies. But just think about Carol's daughter,
yes,
Judy, the Brat's wife, for her hair stuff. Just think about, even if you can't,
the possibilities are endless.
Even if you can't do with the whole WNBA, but the team,
yeah, gotcha.
I would definitely do it if I had the money.
A change is a coming. Yes. Look, one of these athletes going to be sponsored by Brandy J, Flynn,
yes.
Counseling and Consulting.
Well, they be sponsored when they come to therapy. So yeah.
Are you familiar with Miss Netta and Charles?
Unfortunately.
Have you not been seeing the fashion icons that is Miss Netta?
The fashions.
The icons. They're referring to them as icons.
I'm just an icon living.
Let me ask you. Okay, the first time you've ever seen them on social media, what were your immediate thoughts?
So, I regret asking who was Charles and Miss Netta.
Why?
Because that's all I've been seeing. It's like ever since I asked and something popped up, ever since it popped up, they just continue to pop up. I want them to be like Krishan and Blueface. Just finally go away.
They're trying to pop back up. Krishan
and Blueface. And he in jail.
He's going to get out soon. But Miss Netta and Charles, honey, like I thought it was just a fad that was trending. It's still going.
They going on tour. They got a song.
She getting her Birkin bags. Working bags.
They getting their body done.
Is it that serious? What do you think? As a therapist looking, analyzing this situation, do you think that they were better off just being Miss Netta and Charles, just, doing their TikToks?
You know what?
Without the disruption of what's coming now.
You know what? I don't blame them. I blame the viewers. Mm-hmm. I blame the people.
They created this.
They created that. I blame the people who said, hey, come through. We're going to... what was they doing? Because they came to Memphis. They went to two places.
They went to Thrive.
They went to Thrive and they went to Love.
What?
So, yeah. So, what they was doing a tour. So, I blame the people.
They packed it out.
Well, I think Love was already packed. It just so happened. It was a Sunday. But, yeah, people, they was intentionally going to Thrive.
They probably played her song, Charles, your lunch is ready.
But my thing is.
That just go hard, though.
but the promoters, the places, the establishments, they made their money. Because people actually paid,
and they're going to be at the BET Awards walking the red carpet. They are. Okay. The icons, Miss Netta and Charles, that you wished you never clicked on.
Right.
Wow. You know what? Let's finish the line before we go. I got a little more time left, Brandy. And I want to see if you are up on your 90s R&B.
Do I have to say it or do I have to sing it?
Sing it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Sing it. Okay.
Me.
Okay, let's see. We sticking in the 90s. We're going to do R&B and hip hop. Okay. So I'm going to kick it off and you finish the line.
Okay.
Boy, I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky that flies, and you were my prey.
Boy, oh shit, I know this song.
Come on, Brandy.
Hold up. Boy, I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky.
You got it.
And I was your prey, my prey. Boy, I promise you, if we keep bumping heads, I know that one of these days we go. Hey, come on,
90, baby, you got that. Okay, another R&B.
Okay.
Real love, I'm searching for a real love, someone to set my heart free.
Real love. I'm searching for a real love.
Come on, bro. See, Brandy know her stuff. I'm gonna do one more R&B.
Okay.
And I gotta record you, honey, because you you are a treat, honey. Okay. I would like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for.
Is that shit? Hold up. I would like to get to know if I could be.
You got it.
The kind of girl that you could be down for. Cause I'm telling.
Cause when I
look at you, I feel something tells
you
me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on. And if I don't let you know, that I could be for real. I did, yeah.
But I feel
Like something
girl,
could
we
be
singing
going
over
on.
here. Come on,
I
Brandy.
wanna be down.
Come on, Brandy. You got your R&B. You got your R&B. Okay, yeah.
I told
you
y'all my
got it in the
cognitive
90s.
skills, my memory, but it, you know, I
I
had to
know.
repeat
That's
it.
why I was working with you.
So yeah,
That's
I
why was
appreciate
working
it. I
with you.
appreciate it.
Yes, you grew up
Appreciate
on
it.
that good 90s music, huh?
Right. Did I? Take me back.
I know, because the R&B is just not the same anymore.
It's not.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Can you name like at least 2 new R&B artists that you like?
No.
None? None of the girls, none of the guys?
No.
Let's not say new, but let's say relevant. Chris Brown still bumping.
Yeah, Chris Brown still bumping.
I like your Coco Jones.
See, I don't.
You know too much?
It's not. I don't like. I don't know. So let me say that because I think she sung a song. I can't think of it right now. So, because she did
It was
song,
trending.
she did a song, and Justin Timberlake jumped on it. I can't think of it.
I can't either.
Shout out
but
to
I love
my
her
memory.
voice.
Yeah,
I love her voice.
yeah. She got it. Now I know what I like. The Kill Bill song. I just killed my ex.
SZA, you like
Yes,
SZA?
I love the video, but I'm
Yeah.
a Kill Bill fan. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now SZA is hot. Like for an African American woman in the R&B space, she has like crossed genres and
Yeah.
everything. She's been getting her accolades too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't.
Beyonce.
I would say that was around my. Well,
You was like, that's automatic.
yeah, I mean, Beyonce, Usher, Fantasia,
The same ones.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
but
not the newbies.
that's who I listen to. I don't know the newbies because I guess I'm still stuck.
Tim's. Are you familiar with Tim's? From
Is that
Africa?
is that the Water Girl? Make me sweat.
No, that's Tyler.
See, well, there you go.
Tim's, Drake and Future sampled her song. You know that song with Drake and Future. Dang, I can't.
So who
sing.
was that on the song with Drake and Sexy Red? Is that SZA?
What? Sing it.
Hands on my knees.
No,
It's a girl that's on. It's a female artist that's on it too.
She must be new.
So
Yeah, it's a lot of folks I don't know about. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep up though.
yeah, I mean, because I do have clients that are young that's in the music industry, so that's how I keep up.
Yeah,
Like,
I got to
who-
get with my son, my 18-year-old, to see what's going on.
Yeah, so
And
I
a
mean,
lot of them I haven't heard of.
it's and this, I think this is the reason why videos like VH1, MTV, BET, like they're
Man, I miss
important.
it.
Cause that's how I would stay ready. That's
Video
I,
soul, baby.
I keep watching the old videos.
Yeah, remember
You
Donnie
know.
Simpson,
Girl, yes.
Sherry Carter.
Yes.
Take us back.
Rachel had 2 shows. I don't know
Yeah.
how she got there, but I don't even want to
Yeah,
know.
Rachel sure did.
2 shows.
Free and AJ.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They say Free had a baby by Jay-Z. That's why she had to end her career. But I don't know.
How many secret babies
Allegedly.
Jay-Z supposed to have?
I don't know, but I think we're going to find out very soon.
Do we keep saying that?
I think we're going to find out very soon. That they've already exposed Diddy, and I heard Jay-Z is next. But we'll see.
Jay-Z ain't bothered nobody.
I don't know that.
Jay-Z at home with his wife and his 3 kids, mind his own business.
Let's hope it stay like that.
Just let it. I hope it do.
Yeah.
You
We'll
know.
see.
Yeah.
We will see. But Brandy J. Flynn, I have enjoyed you today on the
I
Verbally
enjoyed
Effective
you
Podcast.
too.
I feel like a part 2 needs to
Yeah,
happen.
do. Let me know, girl.
I will.
I would definitely come back.
Yes, and I want you to tell the Verbally Effective audience how they can continue to follow your amazing journey.
You can follow me. I am on social media. My Instagram is consult Brandy J Flynn. If you're looking for an officiant, nuptials _by _Brandy. I don't have a social media manager, so it will be me that will be responding back to you. But yeah, and if you see me on the streets, just speak to me. I'll speak back, even if I don't know you.
Yes. Any final words for the Verbally Effective audience?
Oh, let's keep radio alive because it's definitely needed.
Okay. Look, you know I'm vouching for that too. But thanks again, Brandy, for joining me today on the podcast. I have truly enjoyed you. Part 2 coming soon. I need to get some more R&B flavor from you too. But topics, you on point. just, all around connection. So I really appreciate you today. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in yet again to the Verbally Effective Podcast. Make sure you hit that follow, that subscribe on all streaming platforms. And I'll check in with you guys next week.